Now, it's very easy for people in your shoes to start pointing the finger at the foods in which you eat, right? Because in your eyes, you train a lot, you do the right things, you exercise, right? And I use that term, and I'll explain more about that term in a sec. Arguably more than any of your peers, any of your friend groups. So where's the gap, right? And I'm going to go into a few concepts and a few ideas in this video because it's very important that you just do a few things a little bit better, right? You will be on to an absolute winner. But if you have an unwillingness to make some of these changes, 10 years later, you will be in worship, and it's absolutely mind-blowing that there is people out there that train 4 or 5 times per week, but every single year they look progressively worse than they did the year before. That is a very frustrating existence, right? So let's just talk about training. I'm not going to talk about nutrition in this video. I'm going to talk simply about training, right? And what I'm going to talk about is how you view training. I'm not bothered about the exercises in which you choose to do, how many sets, how long your rest periods are, what tempo you do each repetition. None of that matters. What matters is how you view going to the gym and exercising. Are you training because you like going to the gym? It makes you feel good, getting a little bit of a sweat on, working your muscles a little bit, and then going to sit in the sauna and the steam room and doing some swimming. Feelings, right? It's a very easy way to encapsulate everything I've just said. Is that person views exercise as a means to feel good. They do not think, I'm not going to say they do not think, right? And then you've got another person that views exercise or training differently. They look at training as a means to getting a certain physical result. That physical result could be running a 5K in under 20 minutes. It could be doing a half marathon. It could be doing a 180 kilogram back squat. It could be deadlifting 2 times your body weight. It could be bench pressing 2 times your body weight. A physical result. So the chest movements in which you do and the intensity in which you train at, everything is geared towards that physical outcome. Person A, who goes to the gym to feel good, their physical outcome is a smile on their face for the next half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. They feel like they haven't been lazy that day. So there's a huge difference between person A and person B, right? Now, if you immerse yourself in person A, let's zoom out a little bit because there's so many different categories of that person A, feelings based. For example, if you go to fitness classes, spinning classes, high rocks classes, CrossFit classes, as much as person A may elevate themselves above the typical person A because they will convince themselves that they aren't feelings based, they are training for performance. The physical performance, the class, the environment, it lacks precision a lot of the times. And realistically, all they are doing is training to feel good. And that is absolutely fine for a lot of people, right? And I just need you, and this is what I'm harping on this point, I need you to become content with that is the reason you are training. Because if you view physical exercise as a means to improve your feelings, that is fine. If you view physical exercise as a means to get you a physical result, that is absolutely fine, right? My opinion on it is, if you chase the physical result, you get the feelings as a byproduct. If you chase the feelings, you do not get the physical result. You will never, never get the physical result, right? Honestly, it is brutal of me to say that, but if you disagree with me, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So, how you view training literally encapsulates whether you are going to get results from your training. It doesn't matter how much training you do or not. Because if you are one of them people that goes into the gym and does a bit of running, does a bit of rowing, does a bit of biceps, does some ab work, it's very... Generally, there is a lot of cardiovascular training in there. There's a lot of endurance, usually, in these endeavors. And you will feel good. The endorphins from physical exercise are evident, right? But you will never, and it's so until you become very aligned to 1 or 2 or 3 specific things that you want from your training that are physical, logical, that can be tracked, you'll never get results. Because basically what you're doing is you're accepting that I don't want any physical results from my training. And by accepting that, you're accepting to go into the gym, invest an hour of your time, then you've got to travel to and from the gym, times that by times a week, 4 or 5 times per week, 6 times per week. Now you're talking 10 hours a week away from the family. Times that by months, years, decades. And it's a lot of time away from the family for you to not receive any of the fruits other than a very short-lived emotional state. Now, one thing I like to do with my clients when they're in insanely busy periods in the corporate world is I'll build them out a program, right? That is like little emotional cleanses, right? So they'll do like a fun session. Because there's a time and a place for it. There's a time and a place to have fun, right? You can have fun with training. You can absolutely do it. But if you're always having fun with training, you're not going to get actual physical results. But can you combine physical results with training that is actually enjoyable? Could you not do 80% of your workout is working towards a physical goal? I'm going to improve the strength of my legs, my knees, my lower back. I'm going to improve the strength of my shoulders, my elbows, my bench press. I'm going to build muscle mass. And then the last 20 minutes or the last 20% of your workout is that 5 to 10 minute blast where you just go and do whatever you want and go and have some fun. So you get the physical and you get the emotional. You tick both boxes. You tick the long-term box, the longevity piece, and you tick the short-term box.